thank you, Dave, for asking for this song or a little help with it. Figured I'd do a whole lesson. It's a great song. Love the first couple of Fastway albums, as you are finding out. I've written this out, so I'm posting it, and the link will be below the video, but basically I just wrote out the licks, and I talk about part B and then the turnaround. So I'll show you what I'm doing in the video. Part B would just be the change from the 1 to the 4, and there is a little bridge in a slow section where they change to a G, but anyhow, for the most part, this is in the key of E minor. Alright, so what we're going to do to start out with, we're going to, and if you want to stick around with the video, for you guys without, want to learn a little bit of how I figured this out, I'm going to take some time after I give the lesson to show you how I figured this out. So you can stick around, or if you're a spaz and just want to learn the song and think I'm talking too much like I am right now, we'll get on with the lesson. So, alright, we're going to hit the 6th string twice. This is a normal tuning. And then what we're going to do is go to the 5th string at 7, 6th string at 7. Then we go to the 5th string at the 5th fret, to the open 5th string. So what we got so far is this. Then what we do is change positions and hit the G note on the 6th string at the 3rd fret with a slight bend down. So we have this. Okay, and the next part, so they'll mute that. You'll have the intro, I think it's 4 measures of that, and then he kind of palm mutes it. That for 4 measures, and then we're going to change, okay, so from the 1, which is E, to the 4, which would be right below A. Changes it up a little bit with the A part. Alright, what we're going to do is hit the 2nd fret of the 4th string and the open 5th string, A power chord. We're going to do that 3 times, and 3 times is kind of integral because you're going down, up, down, and then you're going to come back up with the lick. Alright, so we'll have this. And then we hit the 5th fret of the 4th string to open on the 4th string. And then to the 3rd fret of the 5th string. So we have this all together. Alright, another way of doing it, but I'm pretty sure he's not doing it this way because I watched a live video that is out there, is to hit, instead of the open 4th string D note, you can hit the D right above that 5th fret, the 4th string, that G note. I'm pretty sure he's hitting an open string, alright? So it allows you to move back and forth. And again, those first 3 A's are critical. As I show you how I learned this song, you'll see how I slowed it down. You can really hear the 3 A's. Now we're back into the primary lick. Alright, after he does that, I don't know if he goes a full measure or half measure, but we'll go to the turnaround, so it'll sound like this. Alright, so basically we're going to be playing a B chord here at the 6th string, 7th and 9th fret, and we're going to use our pinky up here to 11. And it's just a down, up, down with the pinky. Then he does staccato, so he stops. Then he walks down from B to B flat or A sharp to A. Alright? And then you're back into the primary lick. And it's very quick. It might help you to slow it down. I'll have a link to Riff Station, the software you can download for free, and slow songs down with it. Alright, for the slow section, what he's doing basically is the intro lick slowed down. We're going to stop the first time through on the 5th fret of the 5th string on that D note. Alright. Then we're going to do the rest of the lick, or the full lick. And that repeats, so it'll sound like this. Then we're going to change keys. We're going to do the same lick, basically moving everything to a G note, okay? Alright, so for the G lick, it's really the same as the E lick, but because with the E and we're playing with the open 6th string, it changes our fingering a bit. But if we took it up to the 12th fret, this is what you would be doing, except we're doing it at the 3rd fret in G. G twice. 6th string to 5 and 5 on the 4th and 5th string. And then to the 3rd fret of the 4th string. Alright, so we have that. Then we're going to go the rest of the way through the lick. So we'll repeat to that part, and we're going to move up to the 3rd fret of the 5th string, A sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how we walk up 3rd fret from 4, 5 to the 6th string at 6. And again, if we were at the 12, same thing. It's the same lick. It's just, again, we're starting in a different note. Alright, so one more thing to talk about. There is a break in the song where they hit some chords. We'll talk about that. So from the slow part, we're going to do the first half of the lick with the E. Then we're going to do the open twice on the 6th string to 7, 7, 5th and 6th string respectively. Then we go to a G, A, and E. And stop. Each chord, it kind of rings out. Alright? And then he's going to sing, and we're going to answer the singing. This time we're going to do it a little bit different. G twice, A power chord twice, to a G note on the 3rd string bent down slightly to an E power chord. Alright, so again, G twice, A twice, G note to E. Then we're going to do the first chording once, G, A, E. And then we'll go to the second time through again. And then they go back into it. So last thing to talk about is the ending. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is change that first lick up a little bit. Add an A at the end of it and then end on an E. So it'll be like this. Okay, you got the whole song. So if you want to stick around, I'll show you how I figured this out and some of the things I went through in learning it, and maybe that'll help you figure out songs. Okay, welcome back. So how do I figure out songs? My process, I always work off of tabs to see what they've written out. It gives me a good place to start. In this case, there are none. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is change that first lick up a little bit. Add an A at the end of it and then end on an E. So it'll be like this. Okay, you got the whole song. So if you want to stick around, I'll show you how I figured this out and some of the things I went through in learning it, and maybe that'll help you figure out songs. Okay, welcome back. So how do I figure out songs? My process, I always work off of tabs to see what they've written out. In this case, there are none. All right, so next thing we do is load up the song and listen to it. I listen for open strings, I listen for chords, I try and at least nail the chords with the artist, regardless of any licks or anything. If I can figure out a chord that goes along with the song, that's going to at least give me some idea of what other notes might be in it. And the last thing I usually look at is how artists play this, and that plays a key role in this song because I really thought the notes were played in the open position. And when I watched this, I saw Fast Eddie Clarke playing this in the position I taught it in, which surprised me because I tend to look at less movement. So whenever you play licks, especially fast licks, you don't want to have to move a lot. So in this song, that open A, after we hit the 7th fret, allows us to move to that 3rd position pretty quickly. We get it there. Originally, I thought it was played all up here at the 1st fret. You can see it sounds damn good. I mean, it sounds like the song. So what I'm doing there, here's our open E twice, and then we're hitting E again. Same thing here at the 7th fret. Then we're going to B, right? All right, so I'm going right there from E to B, and then the next notes I do are D and A, which would be here. Alright, so and it's kind of important with those open notes, you mute them. And when I say mute, I guess I should say stop the note before you hit the next one. Again, that's playing this in the open position. But it goes so fast you almost don't notice it. So again, watching the live video, one thing I noticed right away is they're tuned down a half step, because when I tried to play with it, I was off. So now I moved down a half step, sure enough, I'm in tune. So I retuned the guitar, actually I grabbed another guitar, tuned down, and played along with it. So I could see where he was moving his hands. The other thing I want to talk about, you know, we've got this slowed down lick. How does he do that? And really, it's just listening to what he does and trying to go through that. So what I found was he's basically doing the same first lick and moving through it. So we got... There wasn't much change in that lick other than the pause on that G note, or I'm sorry, D note. That's where I'm like, okay, he's stopping there, and then he's starting the lick again, and he goes all the way through the lick. It's really unusual for artists, even when they slow things down, to change up a lick enough that it's going to throw them off, frankly. You know, they're playing live. If you've ever played live, you're going with the flow. You don't want to have to really think about what you're doing necessarily. So, again, this is one of those songs I could tell in the slow section, you know, that's what he was doing. Partial lick and then the full lick. And then, obviously, I could tell they changed the key there. They went from E. Okay, so where did he go from E? Well, we've got, think about what we have so far. We have E, we have A, and we have the turnaround. Okay, and I missed the A and the turnaround. I'll talk about that in a second. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead a little bit with the slow part and the lick and what he's doing there. But, okay, so we know we have E, A, B, because that's the 1, 4, 5 in the key. All right, so if you go E, F, G, A, there's your A, 4, 5, 6, and 7 would be B, okay? And I'm sorry, 5 would be B after A. And that's very, you know, again, if you're not really familiar with guitar technique and things in our learning, in blues guitar, 9 times out of 10, if not 99%, the first key chord will have your second chord right below it if you're playing on the 6th string. So in this case, A. So we got A, B, so we have E, A, and B. B will be right next to A. So let me show you as if I was playing a bar chord. Okay, think of the E as a bar chord. Right below it, A. Right next to it is B. It just looks a little different because we're playing open chords. You're in the key of G. What's below G? C. What's next to C? D. All the 1, G, 4, C, 5, D. All right, so let's talk about the 2, or the second chord in the key. All right, so we know it's in E, but is it in E major, E minor, whatever? We'll get to that in a second. So we know it's in E because we can tell we've got this open hitting twice. All right. Now, when I listen to the change he does, I hear him moving to the 4 chord, or the second chord in the key. And again, slowing it down, I could hear that he was hitting it 3 times, which really gave your picking hand time to get that note. And I figured he was in this area, which again goes with the lick. If we were in E, okay, but he's changed it, so we got that A 3 times, and then I could hear that the next note for sure was a G. So I figured after that, in this lick would take me to D and then C. Okay, so I have, so if you do the lick with it slowed down, you'll hear it. Okay, so we got the notes figured out, but what's he playing live? So playing live, I could see he's lifting his hand up. So where is a D that's open? And of course that's the 4th string. And then we'll take it back to our C. Instead of playing same licks, okay? All right, so there's the 4 chord, or the second chord in the key, and I hear him doing a turnaround. So if we're in the key of A, again, A, or E, right below it, A, and then B next to it. So B is going to be our turnaround. And I listened, I could tell he was doing a typical rock and roll by adding that 6th note, okay, in the key. But don't worry about that. Just put your pinky down a couple frets away. And then I could hear him doing a walk down. So it's just a matter of getting the time down. All right, I got the timing down. So we got the 1, the 4, and the 5 in the key. E, A, and B. But he's adding a G note here. Again, we know the G note because that's in the slow. And when they do the break, they play a G. So there's a G in this, okay? So let's look at our 1 chord. If we play an E, we have a G sharp, right? Take that G sharp away, we have an E minor. So that tells me, because he's playing a G and the G chord in this, we have an E minor chord. So this is really an E minor scale. So this song is in E minor, okay? And then we have our A and B, and then our G. So without getting too deep into theory, that's some of the things that I used to figure it out. Now, I didn't figure out the lead. Because it's in E minor, you can use the E minor pentatonic. Or the actual E minor scale. Again, that will get you there. So those notes, again, you'll be able to play along with the lead. So I really hope that helps everybody get some insight into figuring out a song. Thanks for hanging around, and just here to help. Enjoy.